that out, right? It goes out on its own. Oh, look, we're going live to Facebook. That's great.
It's finally working.
Yeah. All right. You go. We had a little fire here in the studio. That's what happened. Yeah, so those are my thoughts on inflammation. It's normal. Your body's going to have this inflammatory reaction, as it goes to work, right? And then it's chronic inflammation that kills us slowly but surely.
And I'm glad there's finally an awareness around inflammation, that inflammation really is the root cause of cancer and diabetes and, so many heart disease, so many other diseases, that we're finally realizing that if we start lowering the inflammation in our body, that we are going to just have better health overall. So I'm thrilled that there's finally like a more public awareness around this topic.
I mean, it's kind of a vague, overarching topic, right? When we talk about inflammation, we're talking about everything from obesity to, like you said, diabetes or cancer. Like, it's kind of just means like things are getting messed up in your body, right? Like it's part of everything that's going wrong. And I think that we can look at it from like a narrow perspective, like how can we bring down the inflammation in this one person? And maybe we're using curcumin, or maybe we're whatever we're doing for that person. But in general, why are we all so inflamed?
It's a hot topic.
That's the real problem.
That is a problem, but I think, it comes down to the food that we're eating. The crappy food that people are eating it's wreaking havoc on our bodies.
Yeah, I think also chronic inflammation begins in the gut. Yeah, so we can't process stuff where, we're putting crap in, and it's having a reaction, a chronic, right? Because your food literally becomes your body on a cellular level. So if you're putting in this crap that your body is thinking that it's an invader and this isn't good and it's crap, like your body knows, your body's like, this is crap. Here comes the fire, 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 until you explode into whatever disease it is. How's that?
Right.
Can I tell you my really funny inflammation thing? You guys are going to crack up. But so on my hand, like about 5 years ago, I noticed this little bump on my pinky and I freaked out. I'm like, oh my God, what is this bump? And I researched, and it was the beginnings of arthritis. And I know my mom had arthritis, and I do eat super healthy. So I was like freaking out that I had the beginning of arthritis. Well, long story short, it's never gotten worse. But when I eat crappy food, like on vacation or something like that, it turns bright red. And the rest of the time, it is normal skin color. And so I call it my inflammation indicator.
Very helpful.
It's so helpful. I'm like, oops, that didn't work so well. So if you start noticing things in your body, when you start getting like super sensitive to this stuff, it really is amazing what you can observe.
Yeah. So like inflammation, right? You just said it. You just used ancient tool of visual diagnosis. Good job, Lisa. Inflammation, when you think about it, is hot and fiery, right? So there will be red that comes up to the surface, mostly, not in everybody, but mostly. That red will come up to the surface, indicating there is excessive heat. Or somebody will get very dry, showing that internally it's inflamed and you're drying out the fluids.
I wouldn't have thought of that one. When you were talking about like the red coming to the, into your face and everything, I'm thinking about people who constantly look like, they just got out of a big confrontation on the freeway. Yeah. It's like, road rage, but they look like that no matter what they're doing. They're always kind of like this.
They're inflamed.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the kind of, feeling that I was getting. This one client I remember working with, on one hand, she was suffering from a lot of joint pain, and the kind of pain where she was on painkillers all day, all night, just popping Tylenols like this and getting cortisone shots, and, been to this doctor and that doctor and this other doctor, and everyone was trying to get her pain managed. And we took nightshade vegetables out of her diet, and her pain went from like, on a scale of 1 to 10 and 11 to about a 3, where she was only taking the Tylenol maybe every so often.
Yeah, I noticed similar results. Like every year I'll take a group of people off gluten, dairy, sugar, soy, alcohol, just for like a week or 10 days. And that's always the biggest surprise I find, is like people are like, my joints stopped aching. They don't expect that to happen, especially after such a short period. And I've seen crazy things happen. People who've gone to chiropractors and people who've gone to, healers, and all of a sudden they change their diet and boom, it's like pain-free. So this is huge, and it's something so easily controllable that I'm surprised that's not more common knowledge by now.
Yeah. And what you girl, I agree with both of what you experienced with your clients, because anything that you eat goes through the process of breaking down, right? And breaking down and being absorbed by your body. And the liver is doing that. So the liver is responsible for detoxing, right? Because even the healthiest food on the planet, your body has to break it down, and the liver is responsible for that detoxification process. So in the case of nightshades that contain solanine, guess what? The liver has to process that. And it's highly toxic for some folks. And if the liver is already congested with so much stuff and crap, and it can't break down, and lymphatic system isn't functioning properly, and the bowels aren't moving every day, then guess what? You eat that nightshade vegetable, your liver's going, I can't process this. Look at all this other stuff that's backed up in here. I can't. So you're going to have more inflammation. Same thing with dairy, which some people can't process. And wheat, which, if you have a congested lymphatic system, you're not processing the wheat. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, I like that visual of things getting backed up, because a lot of people say, your body's meant to handle toxins, and that's true, but to a point. And we're definitely overloaded from the food that we're eating to whatever in our hair care and our beauty care products. But the other piece of it, this goes back to the person who always feels like, or always looks like they have road rage, is our stress levels and what's going on in our lives contribute to inflammation so much. So that same woman I was telling you about, in addition to changing her diet a little bit, it's a lot about what can we do about this like overwhelming stress, this chronic stress in your life. It just goes hand in hand with inflammation.
Yeah. And chronic stress also shuts down your digestive system. So you won't be able to process food properly. So what can we do? You said about this chronic stress, we have to move to another planet. We've already made this one so toxic.
Yeah. I mean, there's no room. I believe in balance. I believe, it's someone's birthday, I'm going to have a piece of cake, that kind of thing. But on the other hand, we don't have a lot of room for error, because we are living in a society that is it's a toxic culture of stress and overdoing, a toxic environment full of chemicals. So even if you live the cleanest, best life you possibly can, you're still set up to fail in many ways.
And also that chronic stress when we're so busy and crazy. What do we want? I hear this all the time, but I deserve a reward. I deserve something special. I work so hard. I'm so crazy. A cupcake is just the thing. And so we're fueling that stress with exactly the same things that are going to make us feel worse.
That's
right?
so funny. When you say reward, I think massage.
Me too.
Spa vacation.
Oh, I'm the same, but this is what I hear. I deserve this. That's the language that I hear all the time. I deserve a treat.
Well, we're conditioned like that from the time we're little. It's, eat your dinner and then you can have dessert. Or if you're a good girl, you can have a cookie. Or, it's a reward.
So funny. When I was growing up, and it wasn't so long ago, I'm not that old, I'm only 50. When I was growing up, there was no, if you eat your dinner, you get a treat. Or, it was like, you eat your dinner or you go to bed hungry and you starve until tomorrow morning, right? There was one meal, and I was just giving a lecture just the other day, and this woman's like, well, what about my kids? What about my 4-year-old? Really? The 4-year-old's making the rules? Come on. You tell the 4-year-old, no, you're eating what we're eating here at the table. There's no treats for eating your dinner, right? There's no treats for that. Come on.
No, you're so right about that. It's hard as a parent of a 4-year-old and a 7-year-old. There are times when I'm like, I want to use any tool I can, including bribery, to get them to eat. But when they'll say, Mom, if I eat, can I have dessert? I'm like, we don't have dessert today. And some days we have dessert and some days we don't. And we don't. So whether you eat or not, like, you have to eat because it's dinner time, not because of the carrot I'm dangling on the other side.
Another phrase I hear that drives me crazy is like, I don't want to deprive my kids of Oreos. And I'm like, well, you can deprive them of your love and deprive them if you don't give them a good education, but Oreos, I don't think so. I think you're just setting them up for the same issues that you're dealing with right now if you continue that trend. So kudos to you, Michelle, starting them young.
Oh, it's very hard. And it's not just me, right? Because then you have grandparents and you have other people in their lives who are giving them other messages. It's very difficult. And so that's one stressor, being a mom. Another stressor leading to my chronic inflammation was that we couldn't get our Facebook feed going at the start of this episode. So I want to reiterate that two of our sponsors, they actually are tied very nicely to this topic, because both Giovanni and Vapor are all about reducing your body burden, reducing some of the toxins that are coming in. That's one way to reduce your inflammation, right? So Giovanni is offering a $2 coupon for any of their products, which you can find at Sprouts, Kroger, Whole Foods. So get the coupon at giovannicosmetics.com/HVR. That's Healthy View Radio. And then with Vapor Organic Beauty, which I'm wearing all Vapor Organic Beauty right now.
You're so gorgeous, darling. You're gorgeous.
I love it. I'm playing with all the little makeup samples they send. You can get a 20% discount on everything they sell if you use code HVR at checkout and you go to vaporbeauty.com. So there's that, since I was sweating bullets in the first few minutes of the show.
Typing away feverishly.
Yeah. Now I feel better. And today, after the break, we're going to be talking with Dr. Sears, like the Dr. Sears, and his doctor, Erin Sears Basile. I think it's Basil. It might be Basil. We'll have to ask her about their new book called the Dr. Sears T5 Wellness Plan, Transform Your Mind and Body, 5 changes in 5 weeks. And you guessed it, decreasing inflammation is one of those 5 changes. Now, if you don't already know about these guys, I'm just going to give you the official bio, okay? I mean, most people probably know Dr. Sears, but just in case you don't. He's been advising busy parents on how to raise healthier families. Ding dong. Somebody's at the door. How to raise healthier families for over 40 years, and now turns his attention to the specialty of lifestyle medicine. I like that. Together with his wife, Martha, he's written more than 40 books and countless articles on parenting, nutrition, and healthy aging. His website is askdrsears.com, and it's one of the most popular health and parenting sites, and his work has been featured on the cover of Time magazine. He's noted for his science-made simple and fun approach to family health. Now, Erin, his daughter, or Sears kid number 5, as she jokes about, has experienced firsthand the magical benefits of a happy, healthy household. She's a certified health coach, yoga teacher, group exercise instructor, and co-founder of the Transform 5 Healthy Living Plan. So they're going to be joining us in just a bit. Do you guys have any of Dr. Sears' books, by the way?
No, but I was on his website, and the first one that I saw was Dr. Poo, and it was all about taking poops. And I was like, I love this guy. I love that. Oh my God. Because what we're talking about, inflammation and digestion and all that stuff, if you're backed up and if your poo and your digestive system is not working well, then you're going to have chronic inflammation. So, I was happy to see that little poo book, and I'm going to buy it for all the people that I know that have little people that are pooing.
I love that.
He's best known for his sleep books, or some of his attachment parenting books, and sleep is another big topic when it comes to inflammation. Not getting enough sleep, you are just setting your insides on fire, wouldn't you say?
Heck yeah, because then you wake up the next day and you need stimulants, right, to get going. And what are people reaching for? They're reaching for sugar to get them going. They're reaching for extra coffee, and in the coffee, they're putting sugar. So, I think that sleep is imperative. We had a whole episode on sleep because it's so imperative to our health.
Yeah, so for all the moms out there struggling with sleep, I know that's a big thing that he talks about. And that's when I was getting all his books, when I was in that stage of my adulthood, when I had the babies who weren't sleeping. So, all right, we got poo, we got sleep. We know the book talks about inflammation. We got lots to talk about when we come back. So after a short break, we will be here with Dr. Sears and Erin about decreasing inflammation. So stay cool, you guys. That's a little inflammation joke.
Inflammation joke.
Love that.
Stay cool, and we'll see you in a moment.
All clear.
Thanks.
Alrighty.
Hi,
And then real quick,
Facebook. We know you're here. We know you're watching us.
Finally, God, I don't know what was going on. The damn thing wouldn't run.
I have a really important question. Andrea, did we miss your 50th birthday?
No, it's coming. It's next week.
Oh my
You were
God.
rounding up. You were rounding up.
Yeah.
I knew you were getting close. Okay.
I'm getting really close. Wait, we have Dr. Sears and Erin on the line?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're
Hello,
here.
Michelle. We're here.
Hey.
So I'm going to be interviewing you, and of course, Michelle and Lisa will be throwing in some questions as well. We're going to go for about, I think, 16 or 17 minutes, and then I'll wrap you guys. So then at that point, I'll say, please tell us where we can find more information about you. And that's the cue to wrap it up so we can close out the segment.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
Sounds great. Was there going to be any call-in answers or not?
We never know.
Let's be ready. I like it.
I hope you guys are on your toes.
Yeah, that's what we do. And it's just FYI, I've been called every pronunciation of my name out there. It is Basile.
Oh, Basile.
I knew I was going to get it wrong. I apologize about
Or
that.
if you want to do it the correct Italian pronunciation, you can say Basile.
Hey, Basile.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, cool. So I 10 seconds until we're back.
yep, here we go.
Okay.
Great. Thanks, Andrea.
Find us at Voice America TRN. You're listening to Andrea Beaman, Lisa Lewtan, and Michelle Pfennighaus with Healthy View Radio. Do you have a question or comment for the show? Please call us right now at 1-866-472-5792. That's 1-866-472-5792. Or send us an email from our Voice America radio page. You'll find connections to reach any of the hosts there. Now, back to Healthy View Radio.
Hello, all of you fabulous people. Welcome back to the hottest live radio show on the air at Voice America and live streaming direct to you via Facebook at healthyviewradio.com. We want to thank you for giving us your time and attention every week so that we can bring you the information you need to live a healthier, happier, and less inflamed life. And to help us bring this hot topic to you today, we have the father-daughter tag team, Dr. William Sears and Erin Sears Basile. They co-authored the book, Dr. Sears' T5 Wellness Plan. It's a book for all ages and all ailments. The guidelines in this book can help you decrease inflammation, protect your brain and heart, strengthen your gut, balance your hormones, and teach your body to make your own medicine. So welcome to the show, Dr. Sears and Erin. We are honored to have you to share your healing wisdom with us.
Oh, it's our honor to be with you. Thank you.
Hi. Thanks so much for having us.
Oh, of course. And so exciting. Father-daughter team. This is very exciting. So before we get into the nitty-gritty, we like to ask some personal questions to break the ice. So the first question is, what did you have for breakfast today? And did you sit and eat it at the same table?
Go ahead, Erin.
Well, I live up in Northern California currently. So I did not eat with my father, but we did do a lot of that growing up. Family time was so important, of course, and all that connection time. I did sit down at the table and eat it with my husband.
Great.
However, that's very special morning time. And what I had Irish steel-cut oatmeal and with a little bit of almond butter for the healthy fat, so I don't get too much sugar spike from the carbs, and a little fiber from about a quarter of an apple, and some cinnamon to also help stabilize my blood sugar.
Mm-hmm. And, and I usually, I begin the day, I usually drink my breakfast with a big shake because I think a shake a day keeps inflammation away. A shake a day keeps the flu away. And we're right in the middle of flu season. So
what do you put in your shake?
Shake with a nice big pomegranate, and I chop it up. Pomegranates are in season during the flu season. Thank you, Dr. Mother Nature. And I put a bunch of berries in it, and kiwi for vitamin C, and avocado and nut butter as a healthy fat, because fat kind of slows the absorption and helps the absorption. and it has a good feeling. So I have about 13 ingredients. I have ginger, cinnamon to stabilize blood sugar, kefir, organic grass-fed kefir, and then I just sip on that shake most of the morning, and that's my breakfast.
Oh, it sounds great. And then I have another question for you both. What is the number one thing you do every day that has the greatest impact on your life?
Wow.
Oh, I'll jump in. For me, it is, I heard you guys talking about stress when I tuned in. It's dialing down that stress dimmer. For me, it has to be first thing in the morning because I'm one of those people. I wake up and my mind starts, off to the races with all the to-do lists. So I call it, 5 or 10 minute morning miracle. I sit and get quiet, read something inspirational, and just connect with my higher power and breathe. And if I don't do that, it's like my whole day is off.
Mm.
Yes, and I'm going to give you the answer in a 4-letter word called move. The more you move, the more your body makes its own medicine. So my top health medicine every day is to move more, to exercise more. And that's what a lot of people don't really understand is that inside our body, we have our own internal pharmacy. We can make our own medicines. And the medicines we make are safer than the medicines you take because they're custom made just for you. And you just talked a lot about inflammation. We make our own anti-inflammatory medicines. And how do we do that? When we move, the blood flows faster over the lining of our blood vessels. The silver lining is called the endothelium. That's where the picture tiny little medicine bottles lining your endothelium, your blood vessels. And when you move, the blood flows fast over those medicine bottles, opens the medicine bottles, and out into your bloodstream comes anti-inflammatories, antidepressants, blood sugar lowering, cholesterol lowering, all the medicines that people take, you can make them. And that actually, what I just mentioned, very simple version, actually won the Nobel Prize, that we have our own internal pharmacy inside our body.
That's fantastic, Doc. So, we're big believers that we're self-healing organisms as well. So you just said that perfectly. And I'm sorry, Lisa, you had a question?
I was just curious if you could share with us what a day of movement looks like for you.
Right. Well, for me, I try to get in 2 hours a day. I think even if a person gets in 1 hour a day, for example, right now, I am walking while I'm talking. Mm. Right? And say you're sitting at a desk. You can be sitting at a desk and you lift your legs up, it's called isometrics, and you hold them for a minute and you feel the burn and you feel your heart rate going up. So you actually can weave in movements throughout the day. A standing desk, if you have a desk job, where you stand at the desk and you go up and down on your toes now and then. So it's amazing how much movement you can sneak in during the day, no matter what type of job you have.
That's
Absolutely.
Great advice. Yeah. So another question, personal question is, what was it like to work together as a father-daughter team? Erin, did your dad send you to your room if you didn't agree on a chapter?
No, it was, seriously, the last couple of years, this journey has been very life-changing for me personally. Since I was 16, we've talked about doing a book together, and I'm in my mid-30s now. He always saw that I had something in me to share, and he saw that desire to share and help people in me. And so, it took us a little while to get there, but it was amazing because we're so passionate about this book and this lifestyle because we both lived it, and we've also lived the alternative, unhealthy version that made us both very sick and have our own health crisis. So, we got to really come together. My dad is one of my biggest mentors and heroes in my life, and I got to watch him live this for the last 20 years. And so when I was ready, when I had my health crisis about 7 years ago, I knew where to go, and he walked right alongside of me and helped me find my version of T5 that worked for me. And then I got to develop it with my health coaching clients. And then to write this book, we worked so great together. You know, we both have the personal side, but he has the medical side. He has all the knowledge. You know, a lot of the people, you know, my brothers, a lot of them are doctors. I'm not, you know, I'm now a health coach, so I get to contribute that way. But I provide that kind of that practical application side and say, okay, this is really at the end of the day, these tips are gonna really, you know, boil it down. So we both give our own perspectives, but they work so well together. And, you know, he's been nothing but supporting and, you know, kept believing in me when I didn't believe in myself. And I think that's one of the biggest things a parent can do for their children.
You know, I have tears in my eyes every time I hear Erin talk about that, because at our we have a Dr. Sears Wellness Institute where we certify health coaches, and Erin became one of these. And one of the characteristics I wanted to instill in our children, I call it the helper's high. When you do something good for someone else, you feel good yourself. And when Erin and I were writing this book, we were imagining how many people who are sick and tired of being sick and tired could be helped by this book. And we'll go to bed at night feeling so good because somebody out there has changed their lives and they're happier and healthier because something we wrote in a book, something we said on a radio program like today. And that's such a wonderful feeling we have.
And you bring in joy to the world. I got to tell you that, you know, I know you have seven kids. Is that correct?
8.
8. Yeah. So what, can I put in some adoption papers to come and be with you guys? So Dr. Sears, speaking of health coaches, you know, when I was on your website, I saw, it was very interesting that you have a health coaching program. Did you see a need in the medical profession for them to pair with health coaches? I mean, how did you put that together?
Well, we put that together because of a huge need. You mentioned the magic word. Today's doctors, the doctor means teacher. Well, it used to. Now it means prescriber. Today's doctor, because of the medical system and the insurance system, they have to see so many patients per unit time, they don't have time to teach. So we felt that a doctor needs to have a health coach working with them. For example, I would see a patient with inflammation. Well, I would love to have some time to go through their body joint by joint and help them with their inflammation. So I say, now, in addition to the pills that I'm prescribing, I'm going to have our certified health coach talk to you about self-help skills. We call it the pills and skills model. And then the patient then has a nice long session with the health coach who can talk with her about their diet, their movement, lowering stress, what we call the 5 S's, and the moving more, grazing, eating better meals. And that's what the health coach can do. So the health coach adds the skills and the doctor prescribes the pills, and it works very well.
Oh, that's great. So with the book that you guys created, you know, T5 Wellness Plan, what exactly does that mean, T5?
So it's short for Transform 5, because we want this to be a transformation, something you can't go back to. And I'm so thrilled to share, you know, the weight loss is fantastic, right? I down, 65 pounds, and I managed to not find it again. That's the most important part. But it's a transformation from the inside out. You know, it's always great to have a number on the scale, especially if you're at an unhealthy weight. But this is all inclusive. We look at every part of the wellness, every part of the body that really needs to thrive to enjoy life, right? To have fun and feel healthy. So really quickly, what the 5 things stand for is, we want everyone listening out there, and Andrea, Michelle, and Lisa, you can do this with us. You hold up your hand. We have 5 fingers, right? So we say that you hold the key to your health in the palm of your hand. So the first one is eat the 5S diet. So the staples of our diet are the smoothies, salads, the spices, healthy seafood like salmon, snacks, smart snacks like seeds and nuts, and then science-based supplements to fill in the gaps in our, the sad American diet that doesn't get enough nutrient value from our food. So that's the first thing. That's your thumb. And then the next thing is using the 5S diet, but graze on 5 mini meals throughout the day, right? Americans, we are always on the go, and everyone for that matter, right? There's so much to do. It's really hard to get away from gorging on that big meal at the end of the day, right? So we want to stabilize our physical, mental, emotional energy through the day by grazing on mini meals. We would go into a lot of time-saving tips and little ideas, but basically just downsize your breakfast, lunch, and dinner, have smaller portions, and then fill in the gaps with about palm-sized snacks throughout the day that are, of course, whole food based. And then the third finger is move more. Dr. Bill talked about the importance of movement to open the medicine bottles. Our internal pharmacy, I just love that. So we go through our top 5 ways to move. And as your listeners might be getting a little stressed out, just thinking, oh, how am I going to squeeze in, an hour or 2 of movement a day? Well, all you can do is what you can do. Start small. For me at the beginning, it was important to I did 15 minutes in the morning. And then I, squeezed in a little bit at my lunch hour, finding little ways to keep your body and your mind really working at optimum performance level through the day. So we go through all of our top movements. And then the fourth finger is stress less. I just talked about, you might be getting stressed thinking about, how am I going to do all this stuff? Well, that's not what it's about. It's about connecting within, thinking about what are maybe some of those unhealthy patterns that got me to where I was, and what can I do differently this time? Maybe looking at, starting my day, like I talked about, starting the day with some breathing and meditation, or reaching out to a friend, going for a walk at your lunch hour. So overcoming that inner critic. We go through all of our top 5 stress busters. And then the 5th one is you're going to feel so good that you can't help but share it. Now, Dr. Bill already talked about that helper's high. So I've seen firsthand, not just only for myself, but people I work with, that those who really embrace this and get that healthy living tribe around them are the ones that really stick to this and are really thriving. So all that is just sharing what you know and reach out to each other. Get that support system we all need. It's so important. And there it is. There's your Transform 5, and you hold the 5 keys in the palm of your hand.
That's wonderful. And, I like that you say, reach out and get the support that you need. So I want people to be able to reach out to you and your dad. So where can our listeners and our viewers find more information about you?
We have a website on Dr. Bill's website. Go ahead, Dan.
Go ahead. One website is drsearswellness.org. And there where Erin and I will be acting out some of the exercises. We make smoothies. You'll actually see us doing a lot of the things we mentioned in the Transform 5 book. So Dr. Sears, that's drsearswellness.org. And then Erin.
Slash T5 at the end of that.
And your site is?
It's Fit Plus 5. So it's the words Fit Plus and then the number 5.com, and you can learn more about Transform 5 and order the book there as well, and learn more about what I do as a health coach.
Oh, that's awesome. So Dr. Bill and Erin, I want to thank you for sharing your family tree of health wisdom with us. We appreciate you and the work you're doing in the world, and I'm hoping that all of our people go and take a look at your stuff, because it's good stuff. And you already have a big fan in Michelle. She has all your books, all 40 of them.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you,
okay,
guys.
thanks, everybody.
Have a great day, guys. Thanks for having us.
Bye.
Okay. So We've got to take a quick break, but before we go, I'd like to shout out to our sponsor, Four Sigmatic, and their awesome mushroom products. I've been loving their mushroom matcha drink. This is it right here, mushroom matcha. Matcha contains L-theanine, a relaxing amino acid that results in a feeling of balanced energy for your whole body. There are many drinks out there that can make you feel energetic, calm and focused, but this is one of my faves. In addition to the creative benefits associated with matcha, it also contains lion's mane, which is a mushroom that's associated with better brain health. Plus, this mushroom matcha contains ginger to improve digestion and flavor. So to get more information about that, go to foursigmatic.com/HVR and grab your 15% discount that is exclusive to our radio show. And when we come back, we'll be speaking with Trish Walker. Now, Trish uses several modalities in her healing practice to help her clients find what is calling their souls. She has certifications in Reiki, energy mastery, and holistic health coaching, and she intuitively works with people to help them find the answers within themselves, to help them step into the best version of themselves that they can be. So we'll be right back with Trish Walker.
All clear.
Thank you.
Yep.
Excellent. Dr. Sears still on, or did they drop off?
Doctor's still on. Bill, you there?
Nope.
Hello, Bill? Well, I guess not. It shows that he's still here. Yep,
He's exercising. He went around.
And we have Trish with us. Trish, you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yep. you sound
Hi.
Hi, Trish.
Hi, how
Hi,
are you?
Trish. This is Lisa. I'm going to
Good.
be interviewing you today, Trish. I'm very excited.
I am so excited, and I hopped on at the best time to hear Dr. Sears and his daughter because, oh, what a great duo.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, I know. Can you imagine? That's good stuff.
I know. I want to be adopted by them too.
Take us all. Take us all.
Right?
Right.
Yeah. So how you doing today, Trish?
I am doing well.
Good.
A little nervous, or are you totally cool with being on live radio?
You know what? I was a little bit nervous this morning, but I used my own energy tools on myself, and I'm ready to rock and roll, and I'm excited.
I love that.
Great.
Yeah, sister.
Yeah.
Put that Reiki in there.
I was my own client today.
Now, Trish, you might not know this, but you are live on Facebook right now. But we are on break from Voice America, but we'll be going live again in another minute or so. You can
Awesome.
give a big wave to, or a shout out to your Facebook friends.
Here we go.
Oh,
Okay, no.
never mind.
Hold that thought, Trish.
You're listening to Andrea Beaman, Lisa Lewtan, and Michelle Pfennighaus with Healthy View Radio. Do you have a question or comment for the show? Please call us right now at 1-866-472-5792. That's 1-866-472-5792. Or send us an email from our Voice America radio page. You'll find connections to reach any of the hosts there. Now, back to Healthy View Radio.
Welcome back to Healthy View Radio. This is Lisa Lewtan, and I'm here with my amazing co-hosts, Andrea Beaman and Michelle Pfennighaus. And we are on fire because we've been talking about inflammation, but we are also feeling particularly amazing because we have that helper's high. If you didn't hear about it, go back and listen, because I'm sure many of you get a helper's high when you make the world feel a little bit better as well. And so our next guest also hopefully has a helper's high because she's helping a lot of people out there. Her name is Trish Walker. And I want to tell you a little bit about her journey. Trish's journey began when she left her corporate career in the medical device pharmaceutical industry to stay home and raise her son. After several years, she realized that they would both be happiest if Trish found what her soul was calling her to do. Trish's path led her to certification through the Institute of Integrative Nutrition and writing a book called Oh Honey, I'm Just Getting Started. Consciously Create Your Next Decade. Trish uses her skills to work with clients who may have lost themselves in their careers, raising a family, or any other life transitions. With certifications in Reiki, energy mastery, and holistic health coaching, Trish is able to intuitively work with her clients to help them find the answers within and to step into the best versions of themselves. Trish, welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you so much. I definitely have a helper's high, so I'm excited to speak with you ladies today.
Well, we are super, super excited to have you on the show, and we would love to hear a little bit about your personal journey to wellness.
Definitely, definitely. Thanks again for having me. I so appreciate it. And my journey to wellness started, as you mentioned, when I quit my job and I was staying at home with my son. My son, Kyle, at age 13 is definitely still a very picky eater. But as I was spending all those hours at home with him, I was realizing something was going on with him. And I was just starting to open up to different ways. You know, I came from the pharmaceutical industry. My whole family worked in the pharmaceutical industry. But knowing that there was definitely something else out there for everybody. So I jumped online and I Googled holistic nutrition, and integrative nutrition popped up for me. There was something in there that just really called to my soul, and I enrolled in the program, and that's really where it got started. It got me thinking about things in a different way. I've had friends ask me, aren't you coming back to work in the pharmaceutical industry? And I have to really bite my tongue on that one. So that is really where it all began. And from there, it's just been a super unfolding for me. And now I'm stepping out and helping people do the same for themselves.
And tell us a little bit about how you go about helping all these people, because you have so many tools in your toolkit. So give us a sense of how you pull them all together.
I definitely have a few modalities in my toolkit there. So getting to the point now where my intuition has really blown open in the last year or so. And I truly believe as I'm cleaning up my body and my mindset that it's coming through stronger for me and really paying attention. So when I get a client that comes to me with a particular issue, or they're not feeling well, or they're not anywhere, whether it's body, mind, or soul, it's usually something else going on with them than what is presenting itself. So I spend a series of sessions with them, and what my session looks like is getting to know my clients, using my intuition to get downloads on what might be going on. I do some energy clearing on them and then give them the next right steps. A lot of people will go to workshops or hire someone and want the answer that day, right? How many of us have gone to a workshop and said, what am I supposed to be doing? When I'm working with my client, I'm giving you the tools to unpack that for yourself. So each session really could look completely different for each client, depending on what's going on with them.
So, Trish, I have a question for you, because you said that your intuition really opened up this year. Do you feel that there is a shift happening where more and more people are connecting with their intuition, and can you get them there?
I definitely feel a shift, you know, especially what was it last week? We had the super moon and the blue moon and everything. Dr. Sears and his daughter talked about finding that tribe, and I have been blessed to find a tribe that really truly believes in this mindset. And yeah, things are definitely opening up, and I know that's happening with the universe, but I also know it's because I've been working on myself more.
See, Tricia, what
those things. I think I've always had those gifts from when I was little, but my family wasn't the type that would talk about, you know, auras and spirit guides, and so kind of stuffing that down until I did find that right tribe.
See, Tricia, what Andrea and Michelle don't realize is that when you turn 50, everything changes, right?
It totally.
Totally. That's where this like intuition like starts blossoming and exploding. They just don't have a clue about this stuff.
Oh,
Andrea
girl.
will just have to send me a memo next week. I'll tuck it away for a while.
Absolutely. I think also that turning that big 5-0 gave me the permission to, I'll give you a little story. My maternal aunt, my mom died when I was pretty young, and she was diagnosed with Alzheimer's at 54. And I knew going into my 50s that I wasn't going to play that role. So looking at other tools to not do that. But I had a great aunt who since passed away, and she looked at me, and I think I was 35 at the time, and she goes, my 50s and 60s were the best part of my life. So that really opened up something for me.
Tell me about the 50 new things you did in your 50th year.
Wow.
That was quite the journey. So I live in Park City, Utah. I've been here for 17 years, but I'm born and raised Jersey girl.
Woohoo!
And my brother back there shows his love with the snark. So the night before I was turning 50, he sent me a text, and instead of, I love you, enjoy your birthday, I got, congratulations, you're half dead. Okay.
Wow.
So it kind of gave me pause, and that's where I got my book title. I fired back with, oh, honey, I'm just getting started.
I love it.
I love
I
that.
had a friend that much, much younger that did 1,000 new things in 1 year. I don't have the time and energy for that, but I kind of asked him if I could use his idea, and those 50 things were going to be new ways of operating. They were aha moments. I did go to race car school. I got a tattoo.
Wow.
Oh, these are not little things. These are pretty substantial
So
things.
it's quite the journey, and I blogged about it, and then someone suggested, hey, turn it into a book. And so each chapter is a story of mine, and then I have a call to action for my reader. What's a fear you've always wanted to overcome, or what's something new you've wanted to try? So it opened up a whole new way of life for me.
I want to know what the tattoo says.
There's an awesome tattoo artist here in Salt Lake that books out about 6 months in advance. So I got my name on Ryan's list, and up until the day before, I had no clue what it was going to be. And I had gone down to Sedona a few months before and got this beautiful, it's like a sunburst, and it's about the healing arts. And I picked that tile up off my desk the day before, and I put it on my arm, and I go, that's my tattoo. But I've since got another one that says always evolving on it. So that's going to be the title of my next book.
Cool. Very, very cool. What was the most satisfying thing you did on your list of 50 things?
If you ask me the funnest, that was race car school, because
Okay.
even though I drove like I was going to the mall for a parking spot, but the most satisfying had to be number 50, because I literally found myself, I don't know if you've ever been to Vegas. There's the highest Ferris wheel in the world. And I wasn't sure what my 50th thing was going to be, and I ended up, that was it. I had a fear of heights a year before. I overcame that, and this Ferris wheel stopped at the top. And on the screen, it started blinking Zen, and then the number 50. Oh, I'm sorry, we were 550 feet up in the air. And I got such a feeling overcoming me of, I finished it. I'm finished with my book. So it was very nice.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
you go, girl. I would have
Yeah, it
been
was
way
great.
down in the store shopping in Vegas. I wouldn't have had that experience. So, I'm glad, something to aspire to. So Trish, tell
Right?
everybody.
I can give you all kinds of ideas.
I can't wait. Can't wait. Well, Trish, tell everybody where they can find out more about you and your amazing books that you've written.
So my book landing page is rockyournextdecade.com. And my coaching and energy work is on trishwalker.us is my website. And my Twitter page is at 54year.
Great. Well,
So the
Trish,
number
thank
50 and then the rest spelled out for a year.
Great. Well, thank you. It's been such a treat having you on the show today.
Oh, thank you, ladies. I so appreciate it.
And you keep rocking your world.
And I'm picking up your book.
Totally will. And Dr. Sears says if he says something on the radio that inspired someone, I hope I did the same today.
I think you inspired us, so you did good.
I love it.
Great. Well, have a wonderful day. So Andrea and Michelle, what are your thoughts from today's show on inflammation, on helping high, on rocking your world?
Well, I think helping high, we feel it every day, which is great. I think that when your help factor and your I'm on the right path factor goes up, your inflammation naturally goes down, as well as your stress levels. Also, I love that Trish did that 50 things, new while she turns 50. That inspired me, actually. I'm like, oh, what 50 new things can I do this year? Although I have done a lot, but I haven't swum with the sharks yet or anything like that. But I'm gonna pick up her book. She inspired me. I want to get inspired to do some stuff because 50, and then what next thing? 90.
Yeah. If we start working now, maybe we could do the 90 things before 90. Right. Give us a little time, right?
You still got to work on those 50 push-ups, Andrea.
I know. I only got to 32 and then I got the flu and then I stopped. I said,
32 is pretty good.
It was good. I was really proud of it.
And don't forget, when you're doing those push-ups, this is what I love from today's show the most was that visual of the blood rushing by, the cute little bottles of self-made medicine in your body that Dr. Sears is talking about. And it reminded me of another thing that feels like something we can do to create our own self-healing mechanisms, which is speaking our truth, speaking our fears out loud, saying what we believe. Like that, I feel like goes a long, long way towards releasing those same little medicine bottles inside of our bodies. So, there's so many different ways to attack this idea of inflammation. We touched on a lot of them today.
Yeah. I think we did. And I have to say that little excitement at the end there was such an important thing. Just remember to have fun and step out of your comfort zone. And all of those things are so good, so important for our health as well. In addition to eating right and sleeping and all the things that we always hear, I think Trish gave us some good reminders. So I'm very grateful for that. Well, anyone, thank you so much for joining us today on Healthy View Radio. Please check us out every Thursday at noon on Facebook Live, or you can go to Voice America or check us out on iTunes as well. And while you're there, we would very much appreciate a 5-star rating. So please spread the word, tell your friends, and check us out again. We'll be back here again next week, same time, Thursdays at noon for Healthy View Radio. Have a fabulous day.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.